Hello and welcome to another Jedi Optimus Prime 1 video. Been a while, hasn't it? While yes, I am planning to continue further this YouTube channel, it will take time for now. It's been busy with school and life in general. I am intending on doing much more on this channel. For starters, making a better banner. God, that is atrocious. Anyways, with all the announcements out of the way, time to get to the real meat of this video. This is my ranking of the Star Wars movies, including Rogue One. Now, as you can probably guess by now, Star Wars is my favorite franchise of all time. Nothing beats it for me, not even Marvel, and I love Marvel. So making a ranking of these movies was pretty hard. Well, when it doesn't come to the prequels, of course. So let us begin. I will be going from worst to best, so let's get cracking. Starting off at number 8, we of course have none other than The Phantom Menace. What can I say? This movie is all about Trade Federation. Yes, I do get it. They needed to have this as a setup to set forth the chain of events that transpire across the rest of the sequels. But really, you have to deal with Seal Bibble. Yes, I know he isn't that big of a character, but with a name like Seal Bibble, get out of here! Now this movie does have its merits, such as the Battle of Naboo, both space and especially ground. I mean, what lightsaber fight can possibly top Darth Maul versus Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan? None! I'm not even going to bother touching on the terrible ideas of the pod racing, metachlorians, and need I say, Jar Jar. Now, on to the next. Number 7. Attack of the Clones. Now granted, this movie isn't far from being the worst either. Anakin and Padme, yuck! Now granted, Natalie Portman is a great actress, but in this, I'm sorry, it's more like bad script writing. I hate sand. It's rough, coarse, irritating, and it gets everywhere. Of course, I understand it. This is because of his life on Tatooine. But really, a line that cheesy? Come on. Now the storyline with Obi-Wan, that was awesome. I love the scenes with him on Kamino and figuring out this kind of murder mystery of who killed the changeling. Why is Kamino not on official records? I thought it was great, but the other redeeming factor of this was the Battle of Geonosis. The moment the Jedi all come out and have their skirmish, to the moment Padme falls out of the gunship, those scenes were great. Not a terrible Star Wars movie, but not a good one either. Number 6. Now this might come to a shocker, but this one goes to Return of the Jedi. Now this is not a bad movie, but it's not a great one either. The worst of the original trilogy. This movie is a huge disappointment after Empire. They turned such an awesome character, Han Solo, and turned him into a complete moof milker. He is so cheesy in this film, for lack of a better term. That and what happened to Vader in the matter of months in the timeline between movies. He's not the same imposing figure as he was in Empire. The Emperor is where this movie shines. Ian McDiarmid does an excellent job in the role as the Emperor. He is menacing and deceiving, and you really feel it in his scenes. Other than that, I really do not care for this movie. I can look past the Ewoks, but an entire Imperial fleet just giving up after the end of the Emperor? Yeah, screw that. Number 5. The Revenge of the Sith. Now hold your pitchforks. Hold your pitchforks. This is the first Star Wars movie I had ever seen in theaters, so automatically it has a special place in my heart. The script was still a bit cheesy, but it was less so than the other two in the prequel trilogy. I like the light tone this movie had at first, and how dark it immediately gets. Not only that, but the action scenes in this movie were fantastic. They're fast and exhilarating, and it really keeps you invested in the movie. Plus, seeing the birth of Vader was really cool. Even the fall of the Jedi proved to be a very saddening scene. Overall, I really enjoyed this film. Number 4. The Force Awakens. I absolutely love this movie. I do have my flaws with it, but overall, it is a very fun ride. You meet some great new characters, to which one of my favorites now, Rey. Rey is a very intimidating character at first. You don't really know who she is, but you know she can work well on her own. Then her progression into finding her force powers was great. Seeing the originals back and my first time seeing any of them on the big screen was amazing. While yes, I wish they interacted with each other more than what they did, I feel it did not detract from the movie. My biggest flaw with this movie is Kylo Ren, or shall I say Darth Tantrum. At first he is an opposing character by his design and his force power. Hell, he stopped the laser mid-shot with the force. How awesome is that? Then he takes his helmet off and proceeds to slash at a chair. Wow. In fact, that is my problem with this movie, is the villains. They all suck. General Hux is a brown noser and Captain Phasma is just plain useless. Plus, I do think this movie borrows too much from A New Hope. Next! Number 3. Rogue One. Wow, is all I can say. This is a new type of Star Wars movie. It really focuses on the war aspect of Star Wars, the civil war between the rebellion and the Empire. This movie is pure original trilogy from the cameos to the characters. It's great. Now Tarkin, they knocked it right out of the ballpark. He is just like how he was in A New Hope, and the CGI was great for both him and Leia regardless of what others say. The characters were all pretty much likable. K2 really steals the show though, my god, every line he says is witty and original. But Vader easily has the best scene in this movie. He isn't in it much, but what he is in, he is perfect. The ending was the best ending I've seen in a movie in a while. Overall, a great movie. Number 2, A New Hope. How can you beat the original? This movie when it came out wowed everybody. There was nothing like it. Granted, there's better looking films now, but none as notable. This movie never slows pace. It keeps you invested and interested throughout. What is a 2-hour movie feels like 1 hour. The simplicity of the story is also very good. Nothing complicated, just a fight with good versus evil. The medieval style of the story. The princess that must be rescued. Strange old hermits with wisdom. The nobody rising into a role of a hero. They were in the wrong place at the wrong time. Naturally, they became heroes. This also has the greatest ending in cinema history. I don't care what else you've seen, nothing beats this ending. Number 1. Star Wars The Clone Wars. Psych! The Empire Strikes Back. Like there was any other place for this amazing film. One of the greatest films ever made. Empire is everything a sequel should be. It has an amazing story, great new characters, and an amazing villain. Darth Vader is the beast straight out of hell in this movie. He is on a mission and won't let anything or anyone stand in his way. You discover truly what the Force is with Master Yoda. The soundtrack in this movie is my favorite out of any film. It is a powerful soundtrack with many iconic themes. Yoda and the Force, the asteroid field, the Battle of Hoth, and who can forget the infamous Imperial March. The action scenes in this movie are hard to beat, from the Battle of Hoth to the asteroid field to the duel between Vader and Luke. But especially, easily the most iconic and infamous scene in cinema history. Finding out the truth that Darth Vader is Luke Skywalker's father. This is Star Wars. That is my ranking of the Star Wars films. Thank you all for watching. This has been Jedi Optimus Prime 1, signing off. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and may the Force be with you.